So today I'm going to work pretty focused. I have literally exactly 14 hours until I need to submit to a competition. Here we are again in my studio, and we are about to get into it, but I forgot my coffee and that is not going to work for me. Today I'm going to work pretty focused. I have literally exactly 14 hours until I need to submit to a competition. And I mean need to submit in the sense that I feel the need to submit, and I want to take this opportunity and I want to get it done. And so I'm going to continue with a theme I developed over the last few weeks. Today I'm going to create a dummy picture book cover for the same storyline. And I'm going to try to also create little thumbnails. So basically for picture book story, you have a standard picture book is 32 pages. And so you need to create little thumbnails of how the story would be told visually. And then also you have to submit the text. It is an absolute long shot, but I believe in putting in the work and putting yourself out there. And I think you can always question yourself. You can always think you're never ready. And you know, I think it's good to also know your limitations of things you do need to improve. But I think if you wait until you're ready, you're gonna be old and sour, basically. So, nothing wrong with being old. Sour, yes. So you're gonna see a little bit of that in the studio today. And I really hope you get a kick out of it.
I don't have to party to have fun, you see. I got different hobbies, and that's all I need. Some say life is boring, but I disagree. I wake up and live my dream. Someday soon I'm gonna make it. Yeah, all hard work's gonna be worth it. Ooh, everyone who didn't believe it, they don't know worth it. I'm gonna try, gonna try, gonna try. Work till I die, till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream. I'm gonna cry, gonna cry, gonna cry. Chasing the highs, yeah, the highs, yeah, the highs. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream. I'm not into drinking, that's just wasting time. I'd rather be spending it on working out. Some say I'm too uptight, but I disagree. I wake up and live my dream. Someday soon I'm gonna make it. Yeah, all hard work's gonna be worth it. Ooh, everyone who didn't believe it, they don't know worth it. I'm gonna try, gonna try, gonna try.
So you saw a lot of this image. So this is the actual, you know, thick watercolor paper. This is the analog part mostly. You'll see there's a few pieces that I added digitally. So it looks almost ready, like the final. And then you see here, I had the grass, I had one of the two butterflies, I had the little houses that then you'll see in the final result. But I just wanted to show you those individual pieces that are the analog start to this artwork. And then what I'm going to show you is what that looks like when I combine it digitally. So I hope you are able to see this all. Okay, so this is what you've seen it look like, which, you know, isn't that far from this analog version. But what is interesting, I think, is when I take out the layer 1, which is the analog scan that I had added the digital scan of the analog artwork that I added, then you can see, I removed that now, that all of this is additional digital refinement that I added. So you can see the houses, were never in this original because they were just separately over here. Same with the grass, the butterflies, the title. You see all these things that they're not on the original, at least not in one painting. And so when I add that back in, you see what my final result was. But so there's just these different layers, and I'm happy to talk through how Procreate works in a different format, in a different video, if you're interested in tutorials or any information there. But I just thought this is kind of the very cool, like, oh wow, actually I did add quite a lot of additional detail there afterwards. So anyway, I hope that was helpful to see how this got put together in the end, and finding out, did I or did I not submit? So the answer is yes, I actually submitted to this contest. Can't quite believe I made it. It was actually literally a mad rush to the last minutes in the end. So I have this tiny little dummy book already. I did this at Anglia Ruskin University in Cambridge last year. I got to go. It was one of the most amazing experiences, honestly, of my last few years of life. That's a weird way to put it. Anyway, I really loved it. Obviously, this is a tiny version. This also, during class, I ran out of time to make the actual cover. So like this is not what I would actually submit. This is a very rough format. But I do have, actually really love this one. And so I have, yeah, I'm just going to take a lot of the ideas in this one and try to combine it with the other idea I had with the ladybug. It's actually about my 2 dogs. And the larger one, Charlie, he actually passed away in June of 2020. So I think it's about 6-7 weeks now. And somehow I know I have to create something just from my heart and my soul as a legacy for him. And so that's also why I feel like I can't submit a story that doesn't feature him, because it's such a big part of my life. The one constant that was always there to support me, to love me, to just be there, and strengthen me. And it was this wonderful, wonderful dog. And if you don't have pets, you might not feel that way or understand it. But if you've had a pet, and not even then, but I think some people and pets just end up having a very special relationship. And Charlie, for me, was that dog. And so there's something that I just want to do to include him in a story, or more than one story, because he is that important and that life-changing to me. And I'm not ready to just kind of move on and let the end of his life be the end of the lessons that he can teach the world, because he taught me so much. So yeah, so I did, now when I sat down to try to figure out, the story for the other image I had created, I can't get it out of my head. I need to combine it with this first attempt from last year when Charlie was alive, and take some of the sentences, some of the storylines, and try to merge them. So we'll see how I do, but yeah, I just wanted to give you the update, because I am typing now and it's like, what is she doing even? Like, where did this dog come from? That is the reason. It's by Charlie, and in a way he's in everything I make, so he might as well be featured prominently. So they're going to be sitting at this, well, probably just a cliff. And what's actually funny is that I had a similar idea. I was in another course where I created a tiny little dummy. Let's see if I have it somewhere. Nope. It's coming up, I thought. Yes, okay. So to basically have a spread, a double page spread of two characters looking out into the night sky. But I am going to take this concept, and so instead of these two characters, you have my two main characters here sitting and looking out into a night sky. And so, yep, this is Charlie. This is going to be the human character. And you'll notice there is a blue butterfly. I actually drew this well before his death, but now I just keep seeing them, and possibly it is the same thing like when you buy a car and all of a sudden, like I had a tiny little green Fiat, and all of a sudden I started seeing avocado green Fiats everywhere I went, as if there was no other car in the world. And so that might be happening with the butterflies, that I'm just looking for signs or looking for reasons to, you know, have interactions in my daily life where I can frequently remember him. But whether that's true or not, they bring me really great joy. The day of his death, we went walking in the park with my other dog, Leo, and there was a butterfly that came straight up and really flew around me for a long time. And so I love that, and that is just becoming part of this life story I tell myself together with Charlie. So what I'm going to do, right now the working title for this story is Forever Love. And that is what I feel like I have with Charlie. And so I'm going to be having this butterflies that are swirling around him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take either carbon paper, or I'm going to use my light box once I've finished the sketch. And then I will transfer that onto watercolor paper, and I will get started with the painting, which is the next